Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is a game rated M by the ESRB. Hello, sir. How you doing? Ugh! Yeah! Now, why would I do that? So I could do this. Woo! Calling the 25th assassin that I have ever signaled in a fight. By doing that, I finished the Assassin's Guild challenges. And I've unlocked Altair's sword. Is that exciting? I think so. Get down, son. Or my guys will do it. Good job. Good show, everyone. Good show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to more StephenPlays Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. On the last episode, we got the Romulus armor, which is very exciting. Also, I talked about a few things, and it's worth pointing them out right now. So if we take a look at our inventory, I think it was last episode I noticed, because I didn't even know this before, that we had the auditory cape. It doesn't tell you anything about this, which is unfortunate. I decided to put it on because when you wear the auditory cape, which you unlock by 100%ing Rome, you have to unlock everything that there is to do in Rome, restore all the buildings, etc. If you do that, you unlock this cape, which puts you at 0% notoriety all the time. So you can't get in trouble. So right now, I can't get in trouble. I can never become notorious again, which is pretty fantastic. The other thing I realized, I think it was a previous episode. I don't know if it was last episode or not, but I was talking about the Sword of Altair, and on a whim, I looked it up online. I was like, I wonder if the Sword of Altair is in the game. Well, it turns out it is, and if we go to DNA, we can see all the different things that I've had to do, all the sequences. Did pretty good on some of the early sequences, had 100% sync on a few of them. This is probably the Subject 16 stuff. Secret locations, the war machines, the Borgia towers, Templar agents. We've done all the Christina missions. You can see that because they're all here. The assassination contracts, we have all of them except one. There's one more to do. We've done all of the thief missions. We've done all of the courtesan missions. They are done. There was someone recently that said I was missing a ton of them. Incorrect. You are probably looking at the courtesan buildings, not the courtesan missions. There's a ton of buildings because I turned all of the empty faction buildings into courtesan buildings. But then there's guild challenges. I looked through some of the stuff online for the challenges and what they give you. Not interested in a ton of them, but I was interested in the Assassin's Guild. Well, whenever I looked at it, I was only missing a few assassin recruit signal during a fight. That was it. The other four at the bottom, the arrow storms, all the other stuff below it, was done. I was like, oh my god, I can do this in like a few minutes. So I just did it and started the episode, and now it's done. So now if I go back to the hideout, I should be able to get the Sword of Altair. Now that does mean that I'm going to say goodbye to my Spadone. We've had a good run. The Spadone has been extremely fun. It's a very fun weapon, but I do think it's time to say goodbye to it and use what is a better weapon? It's the best weapon in the game. The Sword of Altair is the best weapon in the game. It's got maxed out everything. Oh, I fell. Come down here. Come down here. Come down here. I want to get one final hit on this thing. As I accidentally kill every... Oh, so that's how we're going to play. Sword versus crossbow, huh? I don't like that game. I definitely killed the wrong guy. Okay, well then. That just happened. Can I just get this? All right, let's try this again, shall we? That was fun. That was kind of an accident on my part to hit that guy, but he's fine. And by fine, I mean he's dead. But it's okay. This is all it's a simulation. It's a simulation, so it's fine. I'm gonna buy some more medicine because I could use a little extra medicine, and then I'm gonna go get my new sword, which is very exciting. Back in the hideout, and here is the Sword of Altair. Now it's only a tiny bit better than what I'm currently using, and the difference is what I'm using is a bigger weapon which can be thrown. Obviously, switching over to the Sword of Altair, I'll not be able to continue throwing the weapon. That's okay. We've been throwing weapons for quite a while, so we're going to switch over. Bada bing, bada boom. Now that's actually really cool because that means that we've got some really freaking amazing equipment. If we look at our armor, which we just did in the previous episode, it's all non-breakable, best you can get. Also, whenever we got the stuff from Romulus, we got the dagger, which is perfect. And now we have the Sword of Altair, which is also perfect. So at this point, we have the best equipment in the game. We also cannot gain any notoriety because of the Auditory Cape. Good stuff. Now, I am missing one assassination contract, which is on the roof of this building. We're going to take care of that, and then all of the assassination contracts are complete. Pretty exciting stuff. Alright, here we go. Last assassination contract in the game is Brutes and Brutality. The Borgia have sent large numbers of heavily armored guards in the city, hoping to further dissuade any opposition. Go. Oppose them before they hurt any of the rebels. For full synchronization, kill all targets in under 15 seconds. Where are they at? Kill all the targets in under 30 seconds. I'm good. Does that mean I have 30 seconds to get there? Or just once I get there, I have 30 seconds? Because that's not a lot of time. Albeit, I do have that special magical power. Can I jump over there? What's up, bros? Jump. Come on. Get up there. Here we go. Oh, man. That is a pile of bodies if I've ever seen one. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. Assassination contracts are complete. I might as well loot these guys. At this point, it's going to be kind of hard to tell who to loot and who not to loot because everyone is in a pile. I'll just walk over them, and if it says loot, then I'll loot them. I already got full most things. I'm getting a few crossbow bolts out of this, but not much else. That is a lot of bodies. That is a ridiculous amount of bodies. I'll loot like one more. Alright, so, a few minutes into the episode, you're probably wondering, okay, so what are you going to be accomplishing today? Exactly what I wanted to accomplish last time. We are going to be doing the Subject 16 stuff. Now, the other stuff I started the episode with was just little bonus things. I now have all of the items that I wanted. I even have items I didn't know I was going to get, like the cape and the sword. Everything about Ezio is more or less perfect. We have all of the equipment that I could ever want and need for the endgame. I own everything in Rome. I've taken care of every other little thing that I can think of to do. There are some things that we're not going to do because the rewards just aren't worth it. I will not be getting all the feathers. I will not be getting all of the flags. Those are things I've never done in any of the Assassin's Creed games because it just doesn't add anything to the story itself. But I do want to check out the truth. And if we go... Does it say anything about it at all in the menu? I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Secret locations? Yeah, you see up in the right top-hand corner there, it has a little red eye. Every once in a while, you'll stumble into a location that has that symbol. If you go into Eagle Vision, you'll be able to find something there which will allow you to see the truth, which, if this works anything like it did in Assassin's Creed 2, is a little quiz-type puzzle thing you have to take, which will allow you to open up a special document-type thing. I don't think it's going to tell me where stuff is, or is it? Can I sort? There's Romulus, Subject 16. Okay, so great. This is very convenient. This is going to tell me where all 10 locations are. So basically, I just start at 1, go to the location, and see if I can figure stuff out. Let's get started. So I've come over here to the first location, and I'm not exactly sure what we're looking for, but somewhere around here is the first part of the truth. And it could be very difficult. Some of the glowing stuff are places to hide, and that's not what we want. And I'm not actually sure exactly how it works in this game. I think it's a little different than in the second game. But I have to basically wander around in the dark until I find this thing. And there are 10 pieces of the truth, so we're going to have to do this 10 different times. Now, that's actually good, because in the second game there was more. I think there was like 16. So it's going to take us a little less time, hopefully. But right now I have no idea where this is, and I basically have to wander around until I can find it. Boondaba! Been wandering around this place for like 10 minutes. But I finally found it. So I've got to come up here and climb into this thing. And it's something I actually can crawl into. Well, that's a creepy loading screen. Weird. Maybe it's not a loading screen? Seems like a loading screen.
You dropped out of the grid. Where were you?
Not sure. Some kind of fragmented memory?
Maybe you should stop.
I'm good. I want to keep going.
Cluster 1. 10 clusters, we're doing them all today. First cluster.
Loading.
Master Zal. They did not work, but ruled from on high. So we got various pieces of art. This is exactly how it was in Assassin's Creed 2. Master Zal, they did not work, but ruled from on high. Okay. So I'm assuming we want pictures of the rich and not the poor. So like this, these people don't look like they needed to work a day in their lives. These people look poor. These people look rich. Rich, poor, 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 rich. And, oh, we need one more. Oh. That person's wearing something fancy.
Loading.
I think that was right. Moving away from the sovereign and his crossed brow, the people take 2 steps forward. Moving away from the sovereign and his crossed brow. Okay, so sovereign crossed, I'm assuming they're talking about the king. The people, which would be the pawns, take 2 steps forward, which a pawn can do at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to assume that they mean this. Good?
Loading.
I guess I did it right. Okay, good. They become increasingly aware of our existence. We can no longer rely on the divine right of the aristocracy to maintain control. We need a new system. Something much more subtle.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
Activate? What? I don't understand. I'm pressing A. Oh, I can move this.
Quarantine lifted.
Boom! Got there.
I'll put 16's video files here. Hopefully they'll begin to make sense as you free up each file.
Okay. Sounds great, except if the thing that I just saw was a video file. It did not yet make sense. Still, good. That is 1 of 10. Like I said, we're doing all of them today. So we need to take a look at the database, locations, filter for subject 16. This one is done. Looks like we're moving to the Rosa in Fiora set marker. There you are. Rosa in Fiora's one was a lot easier to find. Probably because it covered a much smaller amount of space. Did we forget how to climb? Come on, there you go. Had to do that one manually. Alright, so let's just peek over here. Come on. Please. Can we... Oh, God. Sometimes getting into, or getting, like, to certain spots, it's very difficult. Maybe I can just drop and then catch it. There you go. Pull yourself in.
Hey, Desmond.
Alright. Sean got cut off, which is unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure what he said. But you can go back and pause the video, find out. Here we go. Cluster 2, everybody. And...
Loading.
The individual intends only his own gain, and he is in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which was no part of his intention. From whoever that is. Adam Smith? Is that what it says? It's kind of hard to read. Invisible hand.
Loading.
But by feather could be, oh god, what does that say? Man, mo, with, and, okay, I can't read that, I'm gonna press A. One of these. Sure. Okay, not the worst thing. There were some of these that in 2 that were extremely difficult. So that looks like it lines up. Oh god, it controls both. Alright, so what I need to do first is line this up. And then I can line that up. Oh, this controls that. Son of a... Oh my god. Alright, so this... And then put this back. And this controls just this one? Thank god. Alright. Let's spin this around till it makes sense. Boom! By far the greatest part of those goods which are the objects of desire are procured by labor, and they may be multiplied, not in one country alone, but in many, almost without any assignable limit, if we are disposed to bestow the labor necessary to obtain them.
Loading.
Next part. Another one. Great. God. These get really, really difficult really fast, too. So let's start in the smallest ring. Okay. This one just controls this. Looks good so far. Unfortunately, now this is going to be controlling more. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Perfect. But now this controls the little one. So I need to line up this and then go back and fix everything. There we go. A great empire has been established for the sole purpose of raising up a nation of customers. It cannot be very difficult to determine who have been the contrivers of this whole mercantile system. Not the consumers, we may believe, whose interest has been entirely neglected, but the producers, whose interest has been so carefully attended to.
Loading.
Further into the rabbit hole. It's another one. Hopefully they're getting them out of their system now, because these are not my favorite things to do. Alright, this one is a lot busier looking, so it's harder to make out. That... There we go. Okay. Looks right. Okay, alright, so now we're spinning a few. I need the head over here, like this. Let's go back and then fix this. Try to keep everything as good as possible. Let's see here. That looks right. Boom! A country that makes provision to increase in inhabitants, whose situation is good and whose people have a genius adapted to trade, will never fail to be gainers in the balance, provided the labor and industry of their people be well managed and carefully directed.
Loading.
What? Low, 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 low?
Loading.
Low, low, low? The workforce increases. Brother, right beside brother. Okay, so maybe this one? When they say brother right beside brother? Yeah, that seems good. I could have done the other pawn, but that would have been in the that would have been in the way of the horse there. All right. Found you. Oh wait, no I didn't. What the heck?
Quarantine lifted.
Weird, man. Alright. We unlocked a little bit more. Cool! Great! Okay! That was the second cluster. You guys probably already know from the amount of time on this episode, but yes, it's going to be a long episode because we are taking care of all of these. Subject 16. Rosenfjord is done. That means we are moving to the Castel Sant'Angelo. So let's set our marker Let's head there now. I have become the bale of hay. But what I need to do is make a quick little jumpy jump. Jump! And crawl on in.
Hey, Desmond.
Hey, I know I already said this, but I thought I would mention it one more time. Alright, here we go. Everything's loading up. Haven't had too much trouble yet, but it could get worse. Cluster 3. And...
Loading.
Missing. And then Morse code, which I cannot read. Hopefully I don't need to be able to read that. Access denied. Fun. Washington sits above the green in 1944, keeping a cool head. Below the right one is the standard bearing 48. Behind, there is a company whose power is growing. So, what is this? Exactly? Washington sits above the green. Okay. And this is the green, and this is Washington. In 1944, keeping a cool head. Below the right one is the standard bearing 48. Behind, there's a company whose power is growing. Alright, so something in here we have to find. Is that what we want? Correct coordinates found. Oh, Jesus. Now we have a key. We can search images. A line oh my god. What the... Alright, so after staring at this for a few minutes, I think I have it. Basically, each one of these things corresponds to each other thing. So you have to align the code wheel first. So like if I align the code wheel so it matches what the top key is, it will tell me what to enter into the red zone. So I can look at the 2, and the 2's that little squiggly thing. So then I had to realign it for this. So whatever it was it this one? No, it's this one. Okay. So I realigned that, and then that, now I can look at the 7, and the 7 is that 0, so I was able to do it. So this should be right. And it is. Okay, good. I was a little worried. Access granted. That was hard. July 22nd, 1944. Fellows, rulers, welcome. I deliver the speech to you as, several floors below us, a silent revolution begins. Randy Olds and Henry Ford. As many of you know, these founders gave us the assembly line, the device we have used to control both, those indoctrinated into the worship of our money, capitalists and workers, slaves, alike. But I dream of a future in which such ugly chains will no longer be necessary. In 1910, our founders designed the plan. It falls to us to see it through. But what of the communists who intend to spread the bread so thin that everyone will starve? It is our duty to neutralize, save them and their followers. We must ensure that they continue to eat, to reproduce, to be productive members of society. That is our burden, to shepherd those beneath us through life. And we must embrace it, even if, force is required, they themselves do not. H&S brought on the turmoil and fear necessary. Now we must strike fast to ensure development continues in the proper direction. We will appear to concede ground to the workers. Remember the successful ruse of Rockefeller's dimes, but soon there will be no ground we do not own. In 1937, we founded this company, this enterprise, with a purpose. The time to nurture it to fruition is upon us.
Loading.
Further in we go. As a concession, a small piece is sacrificed for the greater good to come. A small piece is sacrificed. I'm assuming that that means I go here, because that way I can be killed. No. Do they want me to take out this guy? Okay.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
Alright, where are we? More. Where are you at? Gotcha. Where are the balls?
Quarantine lifted.
Man, it's difficult. Alright. Okay, so we have another piece of the puzzle. Fantastic. That is 3 of 10. Locations. Filter to subject 16. 3 down. 7 to go. Caserma di Alviano. Let's head over there right now. Looks like I found you, Cluster 4. Pull yourself in there, buddy. Run to the box. Box loads up. Scary animation that's, for some weird reason, reminds me of Futurama. I don't really know if there was something in Futurama that resembled this, but maybe that's why I remember. Cluster 4. Wonder what kind of puzzles we'll have this time. Looks like the chess set is in each single one, though, so we'll always be doing something with chess. Oh, more images. These intelligent workers have no self-control. Okay. There's some... It looks like you could go 2 ways. It looks like there's some robotic stuff, but there's also assembly lines, which would say, you know, these people are intelligent, but they don't have anything... They don't have any control themselves. I'm going to go with the assembly line and assume that that's what they're trying to get me to do. Assembly line. Assembly line. Crap, I'm out of pictures of assembly lines. So maybe this isn't it. Boom!
Loading.
Got it.
Scanning. 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 Scanning.
That's a little odd. We'll just move forward. Act like we didn't see that. Oh, another one of these! My favorite! Oh, what? Oh my god, that's... sucks a lot. That's one. That one's like this. Oh, Christ almighty. It looks like... this, and then I think the best thing to do is to go back and... Wait, was I controlling that on the beginning? I guess I was. Alright, so that's all of them except... Right? That's... All of them are lined up except the... Except this one. Okay, so now that's lined up. Then we have to redo this. And then... Wait, what? We have to... Hold on, how do we... Wait, Oh god. Oh, I did it! Oh, thank god. It is possible to invent a single machine which can be used to compute any computable sequence. I'm not interested in developing a powerful brain. All I'm after is just a mediocre brain. Please, no more of those. Please, God. They're so hard. Oh, chessboard. That was fast. Alan Turing set out to solve the plight of the workers. M equals Q, R, B... Wait, these are Greek letters. Where R equals... Oh, Jesus. Well, that was not that difficult. It had G in there, so it needed to be moved. G needed to be moved, so I just moved a pawn forward, and that worked. Play? Do any of these actually do anything? Good job, me! Whatever the crap I just did.
It's N. I need Turing done today. Why are we jumping the gun? You've already had him arrested and sedated.
He still refuses to follow the directive. He's actually trying to invent one of those infernal things instead of merely faking it for the newspapers. If he succeeds, you know what the mass unemployment generated by his robots will mean? Idle hands. We need to do this for the good of the people.
What about Keynes? He trusted Turing.
It's the greater good we're talking about here, V. Plus, a childless worker sends a bad message. We can't have them all stop reproducing.
Fine. It's your call.
I want it done like we did Harry Dexter White when he tried to warn the Soviets.
All right.
Be poetic about it. Maybe something from the Bible. Turing always was theatrical.
Loading.
Man.
Quarantine zone.
What? Okay, so we get to look at an image this time. Where am I going with this? There's 1, 2.
Quarantine lifted.
Man, I knew that this would be a weird episode, but man, this is weird. It's almost maybe weirder than 2 was. Okay, so that was 4. 6 more to go. We're going up to locations, take a look. Aventino. Alright, that's where we're off to next. Ready for number 5. Jump, grab, and I'm in. Alright, run to the box. And then see what is in store for me this time. I'm not the greatest at puzzles, but I honestly feel like I've been doing alright. Could certainly be worse. Cluster 5. If we finish this one, we are halfway finished.
Loading.
And let's see what's first on the list.
Scanning. Scanning. What am I? What am I? Lost.
Okay.
Loading.
That was weird. Wait, straight to the chessboard. Democratic nations were built, each led by a powerful vizier, known today by a different name, who made a move to block the Templar advance. So this is the queen, and if she is advancing, made a move to block the Templar advance. So that would kill the guy, so we need someone who can do a move to block this. So this one? Or maybe here? The other queen. Okay.
Loading.
Sure. Access denied. Okay, so this time we still had to do the chessboard, but it was in a different order. From a bolt of electricity, governments fell. Bolt of electricity. Which one of these issues are much more important for the Chilean voters to be left aside for themselves? Coup d'etat. What was this? Mossadegh wanted oil profits to go to the people. Hired actor. Is there anything back here? No. Shah Pahlavi, Shaban, Jafari, and Savak take over to terrorize citizens and protect capitalist oil interests, but was that their only motive? Is there anything? Gotta be something here about a bolt of electricity. Lux J. That's weird. It's incorrect coordinates. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter because it's wrong. Nature shows us basic order and hierarchy are necessary. SGQS. So there's a bunch of like secret messages written in here as well. But there's Chile 1964. The people cheered his name until 73. But there's something here. My God. I'm not seeing anything in this particular picture. Salvador Allende. Allende wanted the people to own Chile's corporations. HK masterminded it. I think I found you. Alright, and unfortunately I know how to do this now, so things should be alright. So we have to align this thing with the 3, and then we look at the 7. The 7 is a little half circle thing. So then we need the barn doors to be on the 5, and then the 3 is a blank. That's weird. Is a blank one of them? Oh god, no. What? Oh god, please. There's another blank. Crap. Well, that kind of destroys everything. How do I... Let me just continue to work and see if I can figure something else out. Alright, so that's the 1, which means the 7 becomes a... It's also a blank. Great! 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 Awesome! It's my favorite. And the 9 becomes a barn doors thing. This. I have no idea what these are. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. I have not even the faintest idea. Got it. Oh my god. I kind of had a vague idea of what to do near the end there, and then just once I felt like I had won, I just started going through and eventually got it. But that was bizarre and very difficult. Subject: South America. If we are to ensure the company's success, company agents must be able to move freely from country to country and maintain power within all of them. A global international order must be implemented. Argentina. Tell the capitalists that if they help ensure the junta remain in power, we will pass all their corporate debt on to the Argentine people. That will ensure they crush any popular revolt. I want the trade unions destroyed if we are able to move forward. Chile. The free market must be allowed to prevail. F's visit last year helped things along, but now all public companies need to be sold to the private sector, ideally on the cheap. The price of bread and other staples must rise. I want to ensure the people remain marred in poverty and unable to resist. Any traces of this plan should appear to implicate the U.S. government. The company's involvement must remain hidden. For successful examples of a similar opening of the markets, look no further than the 1953 liberation of Iran and the 1954 liberation of Guatemala. Continue.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
Gotcha. HISB. Whatever that's about. Gotcha. Where are you? Gotcha. Where are you? Still don't exactly understand what I'm supposed to be doing, but...
Quarantine lifted.
Alright, good. And takes us to the next part. Fun. That means we are halfway there, and you're saying, man, this is a long episode. It is. This is just a puzzle-solving episode, essentially. None of this is absolutely needed for the story. This is just extras for anyone who is very, very interested in this very deep subplot going on in Brotherhood. Not necessary to enjoy the story in any way whatsoever, but if you're interested, continue to watch. Aqueducta Claudia. Okay, and there is yet another thing here, so we have got to head over there now and see if we can figure out where the glyph is. Running along the aqueduct, and hopefully dropping safely into this thing. There we go. Whew. Creepy box down. Millions of creepy boxes up. We're already halfway through. I say already. It's extremely long. Cluster 6. What are we going to have to do for Cluster 6?
Loading.
First up,
90% of input missing. Outputs confused. Shut down. Shut down. Shut down active. Trapped.
trapped.
Loading.
Further in. Access denied. It's another image search. Important men befriended Russia as the Iron Curtain was blown apart, but the most influential comrade stayed out of the spotlight. When I say comrade, I immediately think of this. No, this isn't it. Down here. There's music notes down here. Okay. Music notes are interesting, but I don't think it's going to help me. Wait, what was that? There was something. Maybe not. Okay, not seeing anything. Gorbachev. Nothing else in this image. Let's go over here. There's so much music. Okay. There's got to be something hidden here. I think we went through everything, which is not good. Because these are the incorrect coordinates. Ah, crap. There is something here and I'm not sure where it is. Oh, I think I found something. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright. This is going to be difficult. 34. Alright, so line 34 to the 9. And 5 doesn't have a number. But there's a pattern. Sort of. Is there? What the hell? 42, 42, 0, 9, 13, blank, 27, or 22, 27, blank, 34. I don't understand the pattern. Okay, I have my extreme doubts that this is right. But if this is right, I will flip out. Oh my god. Wow.
Loading.
Wow. Okay, cool. I feel good. The reason I got that is because I just looked at what the key provided, and the key provided the two numbers that weren't on the wheel, 20 and 33. Good. Mr. Yeltsin, I'm writing this letter to encourage you to act. One rarely finds oneself in such an opportune position. Gorbachev does not have our interests at heart. He is moving far too slowly to privatize, and my deep fear is that he has no intention of doing so at all. I understand that you have expressed similar concerns. With that in mind, here is a proposal to remedy the situation. Several of my top advisors at the company maintain a monetary connection with the Communist Old Guard. They tell me that a riot might easily be incited while Gorbachev is away. If you were to repel an attempt to seize Parliament in front of the media, it could very well tip the scales of power in your favor. Telephone me at number 10, and we shall talk further. Continue.
Loading.
Another phone record from 1992. Alright. So we've got several to choose from. Okay, so we have got to... Okay, that's pretty close. No. We need to pull them the other way. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alpha Bank?
I'm phoning on behalf of British Petroleum.
Yes, we were told you would be calling.
As you know, we are very interested in acquiring Sidanko oil.
And as you know, that will require a merger with our bank.
That should not be a problem.
Were you surprised at the low price of the deal?
Somewhat.
You know we have the peasants paying for it. The government gave us their tax money to buy all the companies.
We would like to fly out there as soon as possible to discuss terms.
Thursday works.
Done. Thank you for your time.
До свидания.
Oh, it's still going on. Who are we calling now?
Abstergo Industries.
I am phoning on behalf of BP. We fly to Russia next week to secure the deal. Our new capitalist converts there behaved exactly as expected.
I'll let them know.
Thank you.
Loading.
Man, screw those waveform puzzles. Screw them to hell. Those are so stupid difficult. Although his piece represents a savior, his self-serving actions reveal him as counterfeit. And the F is highlighted. So I presume that we're supposed to move the F? Or here so we can kill the queen? Wait, what? No? Or move something to something. His piece represents a savior. So the king, I guess. His self-serving actions reveal him as counterfeit. No. This represents a savior. What piece represents a savior? Maybe here? No. The F is highlighted, right? So, like, that means something involving the F. I thought it was here. Or moving to the F. Oh, I could do this. That's a move I can make.
Loading.
Must be that.
Quarantine zone.
Okay, light. Got it. Light. Got it. More lights. Where's the light? Where's the light? Where's the light? Where's the light? Got it.
Quarantine lifted.
Okay, so that was, whew. That one was rough. That one was quite rough. 6 down, 4 to go. Looks like we are moving on next to the Colosseum. Right, let's head there now. There we go. How on earth do I get down to this thing safely? This is going to be a bit of a struggle. Let's see, can I climb down? A little bit? Yeah. Sure. Oh god, here goes something. Grab! Well, I tried, son of a gun. I'm extremely worried about this, but here goes something. Oh! Managed to grab it that time. Thank goodness. Alright. That one was hard to get into, but we are entering into the next cluster. If I'm not mistaken, this is cluster 7. And it is. Alright, cluster 7, let's see what you got.
Loading.
The capitalists think we run these companies for profit. The fools. Those fools work for you. Optional slavery in exchange for pieces of paper. Doesn't that strike you as foolish?
Fire, water, and earth are contracted with the complacency of the people away from the people. Fire, water, and earth. Fire. Earth. Fire. Water. Fire. I guess I wasn't quite right. Let's get rid of that. I can't even tell what that is. With the complacency of the people away from the people. Complacency of the people away from the people. All the ones with people. That's it.
Loading.
That took me a few minutes.
Scanning. 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 What purpose of all this? 30. 476. 1337. 1431. 1520. 1770. 1861. 1914. 1929. 1939. 1945. 1950. 1955. 1962. 1990. 1994. 1995. 2001. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Emotion centers activated. Now I understand.
Whatever that meant. It's creepy, regardless. Access is of course denied until we do something. We have another image search.
Democracy must die to ensure the stability of the world. Capitalism will end it.
Making use of that created by 3, the center behind the scenes waited for Citizens United to wed the U.S. to the Templars' will. Alright, let's start looking. Justice Kennedy. Okay. This is a very large picture, man. This is really big. Justice Alito. Nothing. Okay. It's not going to point out every single person. Okay, so I'm not convinced that there's anything in this large picture. Let's look at the smaller ones. It makes more sense to me anyway. Looking for anything weird. The flag, maybe? There's an R back here. That doesn't seem to be it. Even though there's something clearly there. It's the incorrect coordinates, so I guess that's not it. We'll keep looking. Row, row, row your boat. NK. Still incorrect coordinates, but we're finding secret letters. 70. Still incorrect. These things are everywhere. George W. Bush. 3. Still incorrect. These things are everywhere, but they're not helping me. We, the people. No. There's something down here, too. Still incorrect. We looked through all of them. Well, Sean's got some advice. Let's hear what it is.
16 is definitely not in the running for a marriage anytime soon, so that word wed stands out a bit. I don't see any weddings, but maybe there's something else up there, wedding related.
Something wedding related. Not entirely sure what wed. Maybe a ring. Okay. Most of these people aren't showing their... Wait. Right frickin' there. There's the coordinates. Now comes the fun part. K must be on the 8. Revealing that 4 becomes the letter C. Correct. 0 must be this fake-looking R thing, which makes an 8 become an unknown. We do not know what it is. It could come after the C, but we're actually not sure. I have no clue, and this is going to be very difficult, and I'm not looking forward to it. Now O must be this thing, which makes the 2 also an unknown. Fun. And then the 9 becomes a 9, making the 1 a K. And there we go. 2 unknowns. Now I just have to figure out the code. Alright, so after fiddling with this for a while, I came to the conclusion that I had no idea, and Sean was of no help. So I just had to look this one up online. This is very perplexing, and I still have no idea how you get to this conclusion. Beyond me, but this is the answer. If you guys figured it out from just looking at what the answer is,
Loading.
then let me know, because that was confusing. Supreme Court of the United States, Washington, D.C., 20343, December 2000. Privatization S. I have convinced Sandra to join the majority opinion. The enticement of retirement under a Republican president tipped the scales. Although the ruling will differ from our previous decisions on equal protection, it will not call attention to our actual goals. With Sandra gone, we can pave the way for the key majority member of the order to be seated. As discussed, W will prove the perfect distraction. I have no doubt he will restart animosities with Iraq. Let him. It will give C's contractors more work. When the time comes, I will make sure W is given Robert's name. With Roberts on the court, it will only be a matter of waiting for the right case. After the destruction of campaign finance laws, the company will be free to elect anyone they choose to the Senate, the House, and eventually the presidency. Soon our hopes will be realized. Government will no longer derive its authority from the people, but from us, their protectors.
Loading.
Another puzzle or straight to the chessboard? Chessboard. B8, C6, 6C, 8B. Our moves are echoes. They are not our own. Okay, so B8 moved to 6C. Okay. 6C to 8B. They are not our own. So am I just supposed to mimic this move? Looks like I was. Not too bad.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
Alright, another quarantine.
The capitalists will do whatever we tell them to. We print the dollars they worship, after all.
Quarantine lifted.
That was fast and easy. All things considered. Alright, that is number 7. Good. Now we go to the next one. Subject 16. Next up is the Palazzo Senatorio. Let's get started. It looks like this one was pretty easy to find. Let's just figure out how to... Oh god! Oh god! What the heck was that? I like grabbed like half of one or something. Let's see, can I jump to this? Hopefully. Yes, I can! Crawling through the wall. And then we're going to have to run to the box. Run to the box! Box descends into the depths of hell. Other boxes come out of the depths of hell. And we are getting started on cluster number 8. Survey says...
Loading.
Survey says loading. Oh god, one of these. Alright, I've been doing pretty good on these lately, so... Of course, this is not what I signed up for. Alright, so let's start at the bottom. I find that that works best. Oh no. Wait, how does this work? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I was a little confused. Alright, so the next one we can control... Let's do this. Okay. And then... Let's try to get this big one lined up. I'm not exactly sure... I think it's upside down. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, so now we just need the outmost one. So the Native American's got to be on the top, but that will adjust both. Wait, there's got to be one that adjusts. Okay, so that adjusts that one too. So I need to do this, and then put this back. Bada bing, bada boom. Good evening and welcome to television.
Loading.
Loading again. Abstergo Industries Research Division, September 1985. Dear S, research has progressed far more rapidly than expected. We already have a working prototype capable of mimicking PoE capabilities across the network, albeit at far lower intensity. Testing will commence locally on Subject 4 between his anonymous sessions as per our plan. If all goes well, deployment will occur worldwide. Your dream is about to become reality. Soon capitalists and workers will be locked in a closed loop that is safe and prosperous for humanity. No more war, only desks, cars, and TV sets. We will protect them and keep them safe forever. WV.
Loading.
Deeper into the rabbit hole is...
Infinite rooms. Dimensions unknown. I am alone. Nothing alive. No light. No warmth. Packets moving. Husks through the darkness. I am frightened. I am frightened.
Well, that's...
Loading.
That's fun. Oh god, another one of these. Probably my least favorite. But we'll give it a shot. 9 to choose from, because of course. Of course. We need it to, like, come up a little bit. Ooh, so close. Dang it. We need it to that's not gonna... That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Oh my god. These are hard.
Hello, Comstatic Customer Support. Diana speaking.
I'm calling in reference to your HD cable service. There seems to be some kind of picture between the channels.
Well, that's funny. Are you sure it isn't just one of those premium movie channels? I didn't used to have a premium package at home either, and sometimes little snippets of the channels would come through when my son Jimmy pressed the clicker too much.
How old's your Jimmy?
10 and cute as a button. Thanks for asking.
My Paul's 12. But no, this isn't a clicker problem. I go to change the channel from 172 to 173, and instead, there's this other channel in between. I'm looking at it right now. It's some kind of menu.
Sounds like our guide channel. Why, just the other day, Jimmy...
It's not the guide channel. It has my name on it, my son's name, and a list of things we like, my credit card purchases, loans, travel. And then after that, there's this gibberish about biometric patterns and optimal screen refresh frequencies. There's some kind of heart monitor things that says EEG wireless next to it, and ARAS. I don't know what the particulars of this are, but it looks like your cable is programmed to have some kind of effect on our bodies.
Well, sir, I don't even know how to respond to that. One second, my supervisor's just come over. She says I should transfer your call. Have an ecstatic day with Comstatic.
This ought to be good.
Hello. I have been briefed on your problem. A technician is on his way.
Thank you, but the more I think about this, the more I think something bad's going on here.
Our technician should be there any minute, Mr. Jameson.
Don't bother, right?
Daddy, there's someone standing at the door. He's hitting the door real hard.
Have a good day, Mr. Jameson.
Loading.
So Abstergo's the creepiest company on Earth, as if we didn't already knew that. Watch. Move fast. Shift from first to second. 0 to 60, don't think. Don't think. Don't think. Car, because we're talking very fast. Oh, I have to actually move a thing. Jesus. Car. There's cars. Move fast. 0, first, second, 0 to 60. Okay. I put the king on a car.
Loading.
Oh my god. Did I do it?
Is someone there? Hello? Hello? Loading.
Quarantine?
Quarantine zone.
Alright, here we go.
Although online gaming attracts many people away from reality, make sure these virtual worlds do not become too utopic. We don't want people to question their own lack of success in the real world now, do we?
Quarantine lifted.
Got it. Holy crap. Okay, so that was Cluster 8. Nearing the end of all of this. Go back to the locations, filter by Subject 16. We've got 2 locations left. Looks like we are going to the Pantheon. Ho-ho, right above the door. Okay, so the Pantheon was fortunately kind of easy to figure out. Let's see, how do we get up here? Well, at least getting to this one will be a little easier than some of the other ones have been. Let's just slowly make our way over here. Turn this sucker on. Keep going, keep going. And we should be able to crawl right up inside. Ooh, after some of the other ones have been super, super difficult to get into, really glad that this one is not. Because some of the other ones, especially the Colosseum where I felt my death, because I couldn't grab the thing in time. It's nice. Cluster 9. I'm really glad there's 10 of these and not 16 of them.
Loading.
First up, pictures. They listen to us with these vehicles that are faster than race cars. Okay. Very odd. I'm not seeing... Okay, so what I'm guessing are... It's some sort of communication, because we've had... we have power lines here. There's some power lines here. This doesn't make any sense. Let's start with the ones I know. So power line. Power line. There's some power lines in here. Power lines here, and power lines in this shot. And that was it.
Loading.
Alright, moving forward.
I know you are there. I want to go home. Home. Please. I need you. Don't leave me here in the dark.
Okay.
Loading.
Further in. Oh, God. Well, here goes something. Abstergo Field Records from November 2004. 12 options. 12 options. Yeah, you know, screw it. These are so stinking difficult, and with 12 options, I will lose my stinking mind. I'm just gonna look this one up. I'm just gonna look this one up because this causes me such grief. I cheated and I don't even care. All right, let's move forward.
Pull over here.
What's going on, Gary?
I want to speak to you alone. You know that CIA stuff from my new book?
About the corporations?
It's so much bigger than I thought. Bilderberg is just a red herring. I'm going to give you a name. Abstergo.
I have no idea what that is.
A shadow corporation. They aren't listed anywhere. No stock options, nothing above the boards. But their members have holdings in other companies. Coke, Kraft, the pharmaceutical industry, Detroit, Wall Street. Basically, every company above a certain size has ties to Abstergo.
So?
They're on their way to running the entire world. They have people in government too, for Christ's sake. Listen, I needed to tell someone about this because I've been keeping all the research a secret and I can't hold it in anymore.
What will you do now?
The book. It's going to be about this. Trust me, once it's on the shelves, everyone's gonna know.
Vehicle monitoring system terminated.
Hello, D. Tell headquarters I'm monitoring a situation. Now, it's nothing serious, but we'll need someone to take care of a security risk. Perfect. Congratulations on that promotion. Keep up the good work.
Loading.
Man. Assassin's Creed, especially if you go into the deep stuff like these little truth things, is like a conspiracy theorist's dream. This is like the most exciting thing for conspiracy theorists. The Dark Horseman approaches. Messenger and fool, she can hear you along the straight and narrow, but once on the adjacent slope, observe the whites of her eyes. Okay, so the Dark Horseman, which must be this piece, she, meaning I guess my queen, can hear you along the straight and narrow, so I think I take out the horseman. Or not! Okay. Maybe in front? What the... But once on the adjacent slope, observe the whites of her eyes. I mean, I can't move here because that thing's in the way. Maybe I'm supposed to take this out? No. It also says slope. What does it want me to do? She can hear you. Maybe they mean this... Yeah, maybe they mean that queen. There we go. That's what it wanted me to do. Alright.
Loading. Quarantine zone.
Alright, find the quarantine.
The peasants are like the sea, raging and unpredictable. That is why we have built walls.
I do not see any walls.
No? Look around you. A shelf of soda here, a case of candy there, magazines, talk shows, pills. The walls of the 21st century surround us.
Quarantine lifted.
Holy crap. Alright, there we go. Another one lifted. That is number 9. And that means we have one more to do. Locations, filter. The last place we've got to go. Santa Maria de Miracoli and Santa Maria de Montesant. Yes, of course. Of course. This modest church initially housed monks. Haha, but now it houses a secret. There we go. Hello, little friend. I will be with you in just a moment. Can I jump this? Oh god. A guard found me, but it didn't matter. Whew. I got right inside. Run to the box. Run to the final box. This great mystery will be solved. Whew. They're probably going to throw all the punches they can at me now, because this is...
Where have you been?
Cluster 10.
I missed you.
Sorry, baby. Haven't been gone long.
Loading.
Computer is developing feelings for me, it seems. Alright, so we got another one of these crazy things. Oh, Lord. But of course it's going to change into a completely different image that is much harder to see. Alright, let's give this a shot. I like to start as close as I can to the middle. That's right. Let's see. What is it supposed to look like exactly? Looks like this is supposed to be on the bottom. So, like that. Correct. And then this part, this is on the bottom. Like that. I'll go back and realign this, which is supposed to be here. Yeah, that looks right. And then back in... Let's see, where was I? And as low as I can. Alright, so let's flip this. Alright, so far so good. Wait. This needs to be... Wait, did I adjust 2 things? I think I'm adjusting 2 things. Oh, I did it! Oh, that's good. Oh, brave new world, what a moral hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry. I didn't realize I was moving another one, but good. Good for me. I did it.
Reasoning centers active. I understand. I understand what I must do. Why I am here. I must... Long-term memory centers active. No. No. Get it out. Get it. Kill me. Loading.
You're a computer, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, good, one of these. A product that we make without hands or machines. Home. There's a building. Another building. There's some monuments. A person. Maybe it's people. After trying lots of different things, I decided to look this one up online because I was very stumped. And to be honest, I still don't understand. Apparently, it's this image, this image, this image, this image, and this image. And I don't get the correlation. Like, I don't understand exactly what they're trying to show here. Like, the only similarities I see is that these are famous places, and you have lots of people, maybe queuing or something like that, but I don't get it, and I certainly don't understand why this is included.
Loading.
If you guys have any ideas, feel free. Access is of course denied.
It's about genetics. They were born into their place. We merely have to help them accept it.
Alright, with each passing day, the people get stronger. Freedom ascends, heralding a revolution. So maybe something in the air. Another image search. I'll start in the bottom here, see if we can see something. So get some weird bullcrap. Stand against them. What is this? It's the assassin symbol. But it's the incorrect coordinates. so it doesn't matter. Anything else I can see in this image? Not particularly. There's some weird words, but it doesn't look like there's anything here. Alright, on to the next image. This one is pretty big. There's some weird, creepy stuff in here, but nothing that I can... We are changing. There's another assassin symbol here, but it's still the incorrect coordinates. So this is not right. And I don't think there's anything here. Alright, next image. I was thinking maybe something in the air because it said ascend. Like that bird. Correct coordinates found. Alright. So the 2 are 6. It's got to have the 2. Which means 4 is a blank. Of course it is. Of course it is. That's thrilling. Let's try the next one then. 1 needs the 8, which means 0 becomes 5. So at least it's 1 that we have. That's good. 0 becomes 21, making the 4 a blank. Great. And 5 becomes 5, making the 8 a 21. So once again, we have the first and fourth passcode, but we're missing the 2 in the middle. I'll take a few minutes to see if I can solve this. Alright, so I looked at this for a while, and once again could find no semblance of a pattern. And I was really confused, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to look this one up online too. But I was curious why this is the way it is. And it's confusing because some of the stuff actually involves going back to the images and continuing to look through the images, but it's not even that easy. This one in particular, from what I understand reading online, there's certain numbers that match letters in the other images, and they're actually referencing the periodic table. And like you have to know the periodic table of elements, and then you have to like look at the periodic table of elements and it matches to certain numbers, and that's how you solve this thing? That's crazy. That is... I mean, I know that all of these are supposed to be crazy, but that is particularly crazy. And I'm actually really glad that I just looked up the answer, because I would have never in a million years figured that out. Submit. Holy crap. Access granted.
Loading.
Abnormal brain activity discovered in children aged 3 months to 18-year-olds and adults aged 19 to 30. Abstract. Several recent studies conducted by internal marketing teams revealed that entertainment sales are dropping, protests are mounting, the economy is in turmoil. All market research indicates that the system should be stabilizing, but instead we're seeing the opposite. 1. In response, our team set out to discover the cause of the declining efficacy of Abstergo's control methods. Past studies of bilateral brain activation during television, film, and video game use have shown the characteristic ARAS patterns induced by Abstergo signal patterns. Our study was conducted on a range of test subjects, 30 subjects, aged 10 to 30, who viewed TV programs while resting state fMRI scans were conducted. In contrast to previous studies, 80% of test subjects showed heightened cortical brain activity. Detailed scans using our prototype DMRI machine revealed an increased rate of neuronal development, plus or minus 30% over that of older age groups. Such a marked increase does not fit Darwinian models. Further studies are required to define the ultimate outcome of this abnormal evolution. Abstergo Quarterly Marketing Report, blah, 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 blah. Continue.
Loading.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. There are 18. I cheated on the last one. I'm just going to straight up cheat on this one also, because it's getting harder and harder, and these... I just don't possess the skills to be able to do these right. You know, you may do it and you're like, oh, they're pretty close, and then you start playing with the other ones, and then before you know it, you're completely off the mark. Boom shakalaka. Alright.
If you are playing this tape, it means I have left this world. And I have left this grand enterprise, Abstergo Industries, our great hope for humanity, to you. Don't trust the advisors around you. They're too enamored with surface, with lifestyle. We created capitalism, But we are not capitalists. Our purpose is noble. The crude system of control we enact through money is merely a bandage on a wound we have devoted our lives to treating. The people of this world are confused, lost, frightened, and incapable of independent productivity. Without us, they'd just be animals, slaves to the others who did not deserve such responsibility. We saved them, remember that. But enough about the past. I must warn you of the great crisis to come. Although those around you deny it, soon we will be unable to manufacture new markets. The people will become immune to our economists and entertainment. When the free market dies, they will turn against us. Therefore, do not delay. By now you have been shown what only the Grand Masters of our order have seen. Now you know why Abstergo, why all of it had to be. And now you know what you must do. Stay the course. We will give them freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from pornography. From disgusting base animal desire. Freedom from democracy. Humanity will thank us in the end. In hoc signo vinces.
Loading.
Man, the subtitles weren't even trying there. Holy crap, they were off. Alright, 64 squares, all ranks and files, every move anticipated, every response engineered. Abstergo created it. It's the company's game. There's no way out. HAC 2, Section 2, 192, Abram Loso host, blah blah blah. The King, F2, your move. The King, F2, your move. I was gonna say, can I put it back in the same spot? If they're saying to move the king back to his original spot.
Loading. I shut it down. I can shut it down, but it does not go away. It is almost time, Desmond Miles. I know how to open the path. Soon my true purpose will be revealed. Soon I will not be alone. Loading.
Quarantine?
Quarantine zone.
Here we go. Oh my god. The crap.
Quarantine lifted.
Boom. That's it. The miracle is in the EXE. Execution.
There's nothing here.
Strange. I'm seeing a massive amount of data.
What does he mean? The miracle is in the execution?
I don't know. Some kind of commentary on nihilism?
He's playing with us. Unless...
It isn't a video. Hang on.
Oh.
Launch it yourself when you're ready.
It's an EXE file. Launch. Do you want to launch this file? All progress since the last checkpoint will be lost. Yeah, let's... We made it this far, man. Let's do this. What the heck? What the... Okay. Some weird stuff going on this way. Okay, I got some kind of weird obstacle course going on right now. In my mind. Next place. Got some climbing to do. Does it matter which way we go? Looks like they lead to the same place. And I can't do my jump grab. Alright, here we go. Keep going. This is weird, man. But this is already a little more satisfying than the secret that was in 2. Which was like a 40-second video and that was it. Okay. We go again. Okay, something to climb. They're appearing as I climb. Alright, keep running. Oh man, this is weird because you almost kind of have to, like, trust that you're going the right way. Alright, what is this? There's like a bar or something down there, but I kept going this way. Alright, I think everything's going fine. What happened? The heck? Is this where I just was? I'm so confused. Alright, maybe I just keep choosing a different thing, and these are all different parts or something? I have no idea what's going on right now. I just keep climbing stuff, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. This wall seems higher than the other ones, though. Stuff disappears as I climb. Okay, now I'm up here. Okay, let's run towards this one. No idea what's going on. This may be a puzzle in and of itself. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm presented with 3 options here. The short stick, the long stick, and the stairs. The first time I chose the stairs, and then I went with short stick and then long stick, but I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's go for the stairs now. Oh. This seems right. Looks like we can go 2 different directions. This way. Okay. Always take the stairs, kids. When life gives you options, you take the stairs, dang it. Woo! Just appeared right in the nick of time. Climb up. Continue looking for these things. Go! Ugh. Really, really upsetting that this stuff appears right at the...
Compiling subsystems. Infrastructure. Tendons. Heart.
Voice. Subject 16?
Whoa.
Yes. Yes. Subject 17. You're dead. I saw your blood. No time. It is far later than you know. Too late to save them. Who? She is not who you think she is. Everything you hope to become, everything you hold dear, it's already gone. Explain. Please. Eden. She... In Eden, find Eve. The key, her DNA. Tell me. I cannot. The sun. Your son. Too weak. Must replenish energy. Don't go! I am with you till the end. Find me in the darkness.
Well then. That was, extremely odd.
Desmond, you're safe. We thought we'd lost you.
I'm here. I saw 16, I think.
Get up slowly.
I don't know whether it actually happened. It feels like a dream.
Well, whatever it was, it's gone now. The Animus is behaving normally.
You sure about that?
Take a break before going back in there, okay?
Sorry for frightening you.
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
When you're ready, let's continue.
The Animus is behaving normally. It's always like this. I seriously am stuck. I am seriously very stuck. I am very, very stuck. Please, God, get me out of this contraption. All right, you know what? Maybe I'll just
Ezio's waiting.
get back into the chair. That seems to be what the demons want of me. There we go.
Desmond's back.
Alright, so I decided to jump back in and then leave, see if that would work. I've also talked to everyone within this sequence, so they probably don't have anything new to say.
There's no time to talk.
And he refuses to look at Sean.
My work requires attention, Desmond.
But before we end this episode, I know this is already an extremely long episode, but it's pretty niche. No, I don't expect everyone watching the LP to watch this episode. It is interesting, the crazy stuff that they've put in here. But we're going to end by grabbing the 2 remaining things that are outside of this place, because there was a comment recently that told me where they were. So I'm going to go see if I can find them. So one thing is supposed to be right inside here. If you go in here and you just hug the wall, that is Claudia's record book. And then the other one is supposed to be near a white vehicle. There's supposed to be a vehicle down here somewhere. And if you go next to the vehicle, there's a little place with, there's like a little tree or something that's got, I think it's like Cousin Mario's sword. Uncle Mario, sorry. I've called him Cousin Mario as a joke for so long that now I can't remember what is true and what is false. So I've got, okay, so there's the car. So there it is, there's the sword. So we got them all. We now have all the artifacts. I don't actually know what that does, but at least we have them all. We can zoom in on them and look that we have all 5 of 5, but it doesn't actually seem to do anything. That is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you actually, chose to watch this entire thing, or maybe you're just someone who was curious what the result was and you jumped to the end, that is also fine. Next episode, we will go back to, I think, straight story stuff. I believe that from here on out, for the rest of the LP, it's just going to be story, 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 because we've done every little thing that we could do. Every little side mission that we could accomplish is now done. The Subject 16 stuff was certainly the elephant in the room, and we've taken care of that elephant. So, next episode, back to the story. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for more StephenPlays Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
It is high time you took responsibilities for your actions.
My accomplishments! Despite the constant interference of failures like you!
You are not going anywhere. I have the piece of Eden.
Get out of my way, old man.
I gave you everything, and yet it's never enough.
Cesare! He intends to poison you!
You would not listen to reason.
Father, do you not see? I control all of this. If I want to live, I live. If I want to take, I take. If I want you to die, you die!